Well guys, the paint has came in and we're gonna go ahead and get this frame finished up today. So that's the whole plan, and then once that's done, it'll be ready to set the body on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up a little time lapse like I always do when I'm doing stuff like this, and finish painting this thing. So here we go. All right guys, so here we are, we're back. We're getting ready to get started on this. Nick's finally done with harvest, so we can actually get some work done now. I can't move things around by myself. But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna get the body set on the frame and just get the body hole mounting alignment stuff taken care of and get all that ready. We gotta get some other parts off the other body to get moved over to this one for the rear seat and stuff like that. But we're also going to try to get the new Holley fuel pumps mounted into the fuel cell and do some measuring and all that. And you guys will be along for all of it. So let's get rolling. The frame came out really good. I don't know if you can tell in this video here, but this frame had like zero rust, zero pitting. We used an Eastwood 2-time ceramic paint for this. That's specifically for frames. And it came out really nice. Nick over here, what he's doing now is he's gonna remove that steering box because this shaft here makes it a real pain to put the body on. So that way we'll be able to just lift it right up and set it right on there and start getting some measuring done and stuff like that. But this thing should start looking like a Jeep pretty quick. All right, so I don't know if you can see behind me or not, but the body, or at least the rear section of the body, is back on the frame. Now this will come back off when the engine and transmission gets here so we can finalize some other stuff. But what we're gonna work on now is putting this beautiful Holley fuel pump assembly into the factory fuel cell. And I'll show you here what that's gonna look like. So we got the fuel tank in, and yes, I'm not very happy with the factory location because it's right under the driver's seat, but oh well. We'll make it work. But yeah, so we're gonna cut this hole out here, and then we're gonna put this in and adjust the height on the pumps and everything so it all is exactly how it's supposed to be. Everything's fitting together really nice. Getting the body lined up and everything was kind of a nightmare, but we got it. And we were just kind of fitting the front fenders up here just to kind of see what it's gonna look like and all that fun stuff. It looks really goofy with the stock wheels on there, but when the welds go on there, I think it'll really start coming together. Okay, so as you can tell, it's a different day. We had to order some stuff to get that fuel pump down into the fuel tank. We're waiting on Nick to get here right now with the drill bits to cut the right size hole for that. We didn't want to use a hacksaw or anything like that. Even though that fuel tank probably never dreamed of having a pump like that inside of it. So that's what she said. Anyway, what I'm gonna work on until he gets here is we got these awesome little crush thread inserts. These are the holes for the factory mounting on the fenders. And originally it just had like a bolt through it where you had to get a wrench on one side and a wrench on the other and tighten it down. And we're trying to make everything a little quicker because in case something breaks at the track or breaks wherever, it's much easier just to be able to zip 4 bolts out than to sit there and try to mess with doing all that. So I ordered this, and I ordered the little kit thing there to squeeze them in. But we're gonna work on that now until Nick gets here, and then we're gonna get that fuel pump mounted in the fuel cell. And basically we're just waiting on some major components before we can really start throwing this thing together. But we're gonna start getting as much of the little stuff done as we can. And you guys will be along for all of it. So let's see how these little things work out, or if that tool from Amazon even really works. All right, here we go. Well, that thing actually works really good. Now we have these threaded inserts in there, so we won't have to worry about putting a nut on the backside. I know some of these look like they might not be lined up perfect, but there's actually another piece of steel behind this, and that's the way the holes were drilled. They weren't perfect. So anyway, but no, this came out really good. Now we got to do the other side. So Amazon dropped the ball and didn't deliver the hole saw that we needed to cut the hole into the fuel cell. So right now, I'm going to attempt to take this massive 5-inch drill bit and drill through the top of this fuel tank without scratching up everything. So hopefully we can pull that off, but that is the setup there. We got the fuel pump and all that fun stuff. So let's get this in and get it all mounted up and see what she looks like. Well, the hole saw did not work, so we're going with the jigsaw, but we did make a nice little mark there for where it needs cut. So we got the Holley twin brushless pump set up, ready to go. We got the hole drilled out in the tank, all right? And then we got the backing plate held on there with this tape, and that's what the bolts will go through to squeeze that together. We already adjusted the height on this, so it makes it really easy. The way they do it is they have these rods, and you can adjust this fuel pump to whatever height you need to get to the bottom of your tank. And you just have it to where these basically almost just touch the bottom, and very, very easy to set up. So we're gonna get this slid down in here now and get everything sandwiched down and see how she looks. And like I said, this tank never dreamed about anything like this. So let's see how she looks. All right, the pump is installed. Now what we have to do is mount the modules or the drivers that run the pumps. And we're gonna mount those right here on the tank, I believe. We're gonna make sure they'll clear the seat. And then we have some special epoxy that will seal those holes. So we're gonna work on that now and see how it comes out. So we set the seat in here just to see how it's gonna clear. And as you can see, the clearance without the fuel cap on there is pretty non-existent. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rotate this and turn it to where the cap will clear here, and then the return and the outlet will have room for the 90 degree elbows to get that fuel in and out of there. But we're not gonna do that until the new sending unit comes in, because we're gonna have to cut on this tank again, and I don't wanna have to pull this out twice to vacuum everything out and clean out the inside of the tank. So we're gonna leave it like it is for now, and we're gonna get these modules mounted. These are the drivers. There's 2 of them, one for each pump, that will drive the brushless Holley fuel pumps. So there's the other one there. And we're gonna go ahead and figure out how to mount these. And I believe we're gonna mount them somewhere here on the top. We have a special adhesive, like I said, to seal up around the mounting hardware. So let's see what we can figure out on this. All right, so after further discussion with Nick and myself, we decided that mounting these to the top of the fuel cell was probably just a bad idea all the way around. Probably should have rejected that right out of the gate. But anyway, so what we decided was, when we look behind here, and don't worry, this is all gonna get painted up and stuff still, but this Jeep has a ton more space behind the dash panel than my Jeep did. Like, I mean, it's that deep, all right? So this here is where the little glove box still goes on the dash. So we're gonna turn this into a little electronics port here We're gonna mount the Dominator here, and then we're gonna also put in a shelf here for any other electronics that need mounted. I mean, I know this thing's going to be a lot more high tech than my first one was. My other one probably should have had a little more technology in it for safety as far as like traction control and stuff like that. But I just used the old foot method and it got sketchy. 9 out of 10 times the thing went straight as an arrow, but that one time it'd make you reevaluate some things. So I'd like to keep in here looking as Jeepish as possible. I mean, yeah, there's gonna be a nitrous bottle and we're gonna do the ammo can speaker boxes again, like I had in the original. But I just didn't wanna have a bunch of like harnesses and stuff laying all out throughout in here. So hopefully if we do this right, it should look very much like the other one did and really, really come together nicely. But yeah, there's just tons of storage here. And I wish I would have videoed when we had the screen out, because we're doing the big old Holley, what is that? I think it's 12.3 inch dash. So yeah, we're doing the big guy there in the middle. And that's gonna be, this is the dash panel here. And that's gonna be flush mounted into that. So that'll be all of our gauges, all of everything. I don't believe we're gonna have to run any analog gauges. Holley even makes a fuel sending unit that we can put in the fuel tank that will register to this and everything like that. But yeah, like I said, this Jeep is going to be a lot different than the previous one. And if you look here, we did slap the fenders on this thing just to kind of make sure everything fits up where it's supposed to. We got the engine bay is just massive on this thing compared to what mine was. I didn't realize it was going to be that much different considering the frame's pretty much the same. But how we're going to have this set up here is that, you know, the engine's going to be here. We're doing a big air-to-water intercooler. We're going to try to keep everything underneath the hood. And then the turbos are going to be mounted here and there on that side. And the air inlets for the hood will be right through the top of the hood into the turbos. So it should look pretty clean. And then we're dumping everything right out the side there. So I don't think turbo noise will be an issue, but that's the plans for right now. We're really kind of at a standstill. We got some other stuff that we need to figure out, but hopefully you enjoyed the video from all of us here at Racing to Randomness. Justin, Nick behind the camera, and we're working on that, by the way. We're working on having someone else here to do more vlog style instead of like where I have to put it on a stand and you get to watch it go real fast for a second and then we get back to talking. But we want to actually like interact with you guys more and stuff like that. But once again, thanks, and we'll have a new video coming out as soon as we can. Okay, guys? We appreciate you guys following along with all of this, with the snowcat that we did and all the future projects that we're going to do. We have a ton of great sponsors that are on board with us and they really help out, and it's really great to have kind of that automotive support in this world. But be sure to like, subscribe, share. Did I mention like and subscribe? Yeah, do that. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.